15 September 1950. At 06:33, the lead elements of 10th Corps aboard tank landing ships hit Green Beach on the northern side of Wolmido Island, becoming the first U.S. troops at Inchon Harbor and quickly overwhelming the North Korean People's Army soldiers there. The landing force consists of the 3rd Battalion, 5th Marine Regiment, led by Lieutenant Colonel Robert Donald Taplett, with the entire 5th Marines under overall command of Lieutenant Colonel Raymond Leroy Murray, and 9 M26 Pershing tanks from the U.S. Marine 1st Tank Battalion. One tank was equipped with a flamethrower, and 2 others had bulldozer blades. The entire island is captured by noon at the cost of 14 American casualties. The forces on Green Beach had to wait until 1950 hours for the tide to rise, allowing another group to land. During this time, extensive shelling and bombing, along with anti-tank mines placed on the only bridge, kept the small enemy force from launching a significant counterattack. The second wave came ashore at Red Beach and Blue Beach. By midnight, there are 13,000 Marines on the west coast of the Korean Peninsula, with a loss of 21 American KIA compared to over 200 KIA and 136 captured enemy soldiers. In preparation for the invasion, the Marine Corps, reduced in size following World War II, had to rebuild the 1st Marine Division, using elements of the 1st Provisional Marine Brigade fighting at Pusan, as well as the 1st Marine Regiment and the 7th Marine Regiment, which pulled U.S. Marines from as far away as the Mediterranean Sea to Korea for the task. In order to ensure surprise during the landings, UN forces staged an elaborate deception operation to draw North Korean attention away from Incheon by making it appear that the landing would take place 105 miles to the south at Kunsan. In addition to aerial and naval bombardment, UN forces took other measures to focus North Korean attention on Kunsan. On the docks of Pusan, U.S. Marine officers briefed the Marines on an upcoming landing at Kunsan within earshot of many Koreans. The 1st Marine Division, under the command of Major General Oliver Prince Smith, land at Incheon and begin the Inchon-Seoul campaign. The city of Incheon would be liberated the next day, and the Marines would proceed to the South Korean capital of Seoul. 4 days prior, U.S. President Harry Truman signed the recommendation of the National Security Council, which expanded the original goal for the U.S. response in the Korean War. Rather than liberating South Korea, the plan became one of conquering North Korea in order to reunite the peninsula, with U.S. troops to cross the 38th parallel that divided the two nations. The Incheon landing is the beginning of the retaking of South Korea from its North Korean conquerors. The attack, combined with the UN forces' breakout from the Pusan Perimeter 3 days later, suddenly traps the enemy forces, concentrated in the south behind enemy lines. The straits between the island and the mainland were dangerous, and navigation depended on predicting the time for high and low tides. 6 hours before the Incheon landing, U.S. Army General Douglas MacArthur, along with U.S. Navy Vice-Admiral Arthur Strubble, U.S. Marine Lieutenant General Lemuel C. Shepard, and U.S. Army Major General Edward Ullman rowed in an unarmed boat to the nearby island to observe the tides. A reporter would write the next day that the North Koreans had a chance to kill General Douglas MacArthur and the rest of the top commanders of the United Nations invasion forces with one well-placed artillery shell. But they muffed it. They didn't fire a single shot. For more on the Battle of Incheon, stay tuned for a future episode today. And as always, stay salty devils, semper fi, and carry on.